Well, I just wanted to remind everybody the main topic is theism rational, and you, Ask Egg, and myself have been talking about that. In that context, we've been focusing lately on the Kalam cosmological argument, and I think uh, it was a bit surprising to actually hear you admitting to the two premises of the Kalam cosmological argument, because at one point I remember you saying that it fails at every step of the way. The first premise, that which begins to exist has a cause, you admitted to that when you said in your last video, and I quote, "The creation of a car as an identifiably distinct object is a slow process from non-existence to a fully formed car." And you go on to say that there was pre-existing matter, and it's a bit ambiguous exactly when the car begins to exist. If they forgot to fasten on the last lug nut, is it still a car on the tire? Uh, but the premise one, none of that stuff matters. You asked for one example of something that begins to exist. A car. You gave the example yourself. A car begins to exist. It begins to exist in an automobile factory. And again, it's a little bit fuzzy. It's not exactly clear precisely at the exact moment of the instantiation of the car essence. Uh, but there is a point in time when there is no car, then a later point in time when there is a car. So a car, during that intermediate time period, it began to exist at some point. Okay, so you agree with premise one. That's great. Premise two, you agree with that as well, or at least come close to agreeing with it. You were saying that I correctly, in the video, that I correctly quoted Stephen Hawking saying, quote, "The universe," and these are Stephen Hawking's words, "the universe had a beginning," unquote. So that's you agreeing with the second premise, that the universe began to exist, or at least agreeing that Stephen Hawking says that the universe had a beginning. So that's what premise two is. The universe began to exist. So you agree with premise one, you agree with premise two, and if you're going to deny the conclusion of an argument, there's only two things you can do. You can say either one or more of the premises is incorrect, or you can say there's a logically invalid um, there's there's a logical fallacy in the argument. So uh, you haven't explained anything yet about there being an invalid inference there, but you do agree with the two premises now, apparently. So if it is a logically valid argument, then since you do agree with the premises now, then the conclusion must follow, unless there is a logical error there. So where is that logical error? I don't think you're going to find one, but you can certainly try. And the main point of what I was saying really had nothing to do with the Kalam cosmological argument per se. It was about theism being rational. Okay, now you point out that a to try to prove something, but being unsuccessful in the proof doesn't prove what you're trying to prove. Of course, that's undeniable. It's obviously true, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is theism. We have these rational reasons for believing in theism. One of those reasons is the Kalam cosmological argument. Now, you can deny that one of those premises is false or is true. You can deny one of the premises. You can deny the inference, but you cannot deny the fact that if we think that the premises are true and that the conclusion follows validly from the argument, that we are exercising in rationality. So our beliefs in God as theists can be rational. Okay, a theist who has a rational argument, if somebody else rejects the argument because they don't like one of the premises, that does not invalidate the fact that the person who does accept those premises is rationally justified in accepting the conclusion. So they're being rational. They're not taking a leap of blind faith. Okay, so um, to sum up, when we're focusing in on the Kalam cosmological argument, you have, as I've said, conceded, so far as I can tell, and I had to listen to your last video twice just to make sure that you were conceding the points, because I was surprised, to hear you doing that, because you did say that it fails at every step at one point. So if you're conceding the two premises, then you have to accept the conclusion unless you can show an invalid inference. So where is the invalid inference? Thank you.